Well, hello, it's good to see you again. And as a reminder, we're cooking through Western Yearly Meetings Cookbook, which came out this year. So we are on the appetizers and beverages section. And tonight I'm going to make, because it's the weekend and I love pizza on the weekend, always been sort of a tradition for me and my family. I'm making Greek pizzas. And this recipe is from Luann Held from a friend's kitchen. So it takes cocktail rye bread, which is that small square cocktail bread. You'll typically find it in the cracker section or near there. They didn't have any at my grocery store, so I'm going to use some pumpernickel rye and then cut that into squares. I already toasted this so it stays crispier in the oven. Then we'll need 2 cups of shredded cheese, 1/2 to 1 cup Miracle Whip. I'm substituting mayonnaise. There's sugar in Miracle Whip, and for some reason it doesn't agree with me, so I like to use mayonnaise instead. And some diced green onions, which I will wash and then dice for you, and some sliced black olives, which I had left over, so I'll get to use the rest of these up, which will be great. So we'll get started by cutting up the rye bread into squares. So I'm just going to cut up this rye bread into squares. It's nice that it's all from the same part of the loaf, so it's pretty identical size. So I need a serrated knife. Here we go. Here's a bread knife. So I will cut these into sort of square-ish pieces. I'll cut the crust off. Now, with this crust, save this because this makes wonderful croutons with some butter and some salt and pepper, some garlic powder, seasoned salt, a little dill. Those are wonderful on a salad. Especially this pumpernickel rye really soaks that up. So there you see we have these nice little squares of pumpernickel rye bread. So I think that'll be really nice for these little party Greek pizzas. I will clean off this cutting board and then start on the vegetables. So I don't have too many vegetables to cut, but I do want to make sure that I clean these green onions really well. Sometimes stuff can get inside and like on the outer layers, and it's just good to really wash these off well. I think for the amount I'm cooking tonight, I only need 2 green onions. Make sure you wash these off really well. Sometimes you might want to actually just remove that outer um, layer, that first layer of onion skin, because it can really have some of that dirt and stuff that you don't want in your food. Put these to the compost. Now, if I was cooking something on the stove top, I would definitely use the white part of the green onions. Those are wonderful. But I might save that till later. So in any case, you want to make sure you cut off the root. But then I'll save the white part for later, and then I'll just be using the green part of the onion. I'm also going to cut off this really stemmy part on the top part of the onion. So all we're using tonight is this green, the greenest part of the onion. So I'll put that in the bowl that I'll mix the topping in. Open our black olives. Well, I think this is probably enough, um, especially for how few pizzas I have. So these don't actually get included in with the mix, but we'll use them as the topping for the pizza then. So I should actually, uh, so these are broiled, so you want to make sure that you set your broiler on its highest temperature. And you want to always make sure when you're broiling something to watch it really well. Otherwise, you could really burn something really quickly. So we'll finish making the sauce for the pizza. So it calls for some shredded cheese in with these onions that we already cut. Go the shredded cheese and the Miracle Whip, or what I'm using is mayonnaise. And it's interesting when you bake or cook mayonnaise, it's really just made from eggs and oil, so it really just creates like a very nice fat and crisps up really well, especially if you're doing something like um, like a grilled cheese or something like that. Some people swear by using mayonnaise instead of butter, but I'm fine either or. Both taste good to me. I think I'm just going to use it maybe a couple tablespoons because I um, I like to limit the fat, pretty well. So that mixes together really fast. So you can see it all comes together, and it's just the cheese, the mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, and the green onions. So what will happen is that we will put this on top of those little rye squares, and then we will put those in the broiler. Find a pan, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, now we're ready to top our little squares, our little triangles here with the topping. I'll just put about maybe 2 teaspoons, maybe on each little square. More like triangles, but whatever, you get the point. All right, now that those are all topped, we will put some of the black olives on the top of the little pizzas. Maybe 3 or 4 slices, 5 on each little pizza. I like olives, so whatever. I could see other toppings going, pizza toppings going well on this. Okay, the broiler's ready for us. So now we'll put the pizzas in the broiler. Right on that, my broiler's on the top of my oven. So I have the cooking rack on the very top of the oven, ready to go. And so I'll watch these pretty closely. Should only take a few minutes really to broil. Okay, I pulled the little pizzas out of the oven, and let's see if I can get a good shot of these here. Don't they look wonderful? They crisped up really well, and they smell wonderful. They smell like cheesy, and the flavor, the smell of the rye is what I'm smelling mostly. And that smells really good with the onions and the cheese, of course. So let's taste it. These are very good. hmm I would definitely put these into a rotation, especially if you're having a party. This would be great at a potluck if you could just make them, make them ahead of time and then just make sure that they were in a warmer or something like that, or pitch in, or something like that. Holiday party would be good too. Although they're more summery for some reason. I think it's the spring onion. All right. Well, until next time, may you delight in the inner light, and I'll see you next time, and we'll be making some salsa. All right. Have fun.